gate, scan your ticket. You're inside the stadium. This is the Inside the Stadium podcast. Cameron and Eliza here, bringing you another weekly episode. Big game yesterday. What a great Super Bowl game.
Well, it was a great Super Bowl. But there's some questions about holding. You see that?
I knew we were going to start off with that. I kind of figured that. That's a play you see every corner make in the NFL.
But that was like, I don't know. There's some questions, but it was good.
It definitely was. It was a good game all the way around.
I was surprised. I predict like 23-10, something like that.
I was wondering why you predicted so low. I was 31-28, I believe, or 27, I believe.
Yeah.
So, that was a really good game overall. I mean, I did not expect it to be that high scoring. The Eagles defense just could not get pressure.
I don't know.
They could not get pressure.
I was shocked. I don't know what the problem was. I think Kelsey was the problem.
For Jason. Yeah, Jason Kelce did pretty well.
Well, that was Kelsey.
I'm
talking about the Chiefs. The Eagles have
their defense could not stop them.
For some reason, I don't know what happened.
I mean, Kelsey's just that guy. For whatever reason, you look at that player, Travis Kelce, and you're looking at him, and it doesn't matter what happens. He is always open. And if he's not open, he's still catching it. So
he's better than Gronkowski or no?
I think he might be the best tight end in the game. I think he passed Gronkowski already, and I think he's the only argument you can make for a possible guy that's going to pass him or be in the conversation to keep him from that is Tony Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah?
Tony Gonzalez is the only one that I can think of. So we're going to wait and see on that.
We'll see what's going to happen. But I think it was a good game. 38-35 on the last second. I have no idea why the Eagles don't push that wide receiver, try to get a touchdown. You see that almost at the end?
Yeah, that was... Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, there's one player that completely was missing that game, and he might end up on the back of a milk carton here really soon. That would be Miles Sanders. I mean, he was non-existent.
Why?
Your number one running back was non-existent to the point where you had Gainwell and Boston Scott being your guys. Yeah, Sanders was non-existent that game.
No, it wasn't. So we'll see what's going to happen.
So, I mean, overall good game. That's one we can agree to that. Questionable last call. Pretty questionable. It's just weird because the defender said that he was 100% a foul. It should have been a penalty. Should have been called. Where the NFL rules analyst said, it should have just been played out. It was too ticky-tack for him to call it.
Yeah, and then I like the beginning what the Eagles offense was doing, but for some reason the second half they fall asleep.
Yeah, that offense was non-existent.
And that fumble.
That was another thing.
That fumble could be he cussed this game because of that fumble as well.
And they're going to talk about that too. I know some people are going to say, well, what about the fumble by Miles Sanders on that catch? He turned, but he didn't try to he did not make a full motion towards going forward progress. He literally turned and got blasted. That's not enough of a football move according to the NFL and according in my book as well. I think he actually has to try to get upfield and try to take a step or two forward. He literally turned and got blasted. I don't think that was a fumble. I think the NFL made a right call on that. Again, a little ticky-tack at the end there. I think you let him play, especially that close in the game, because if they don't complete that and they just let that go, the Chiefs are still up by a field goal. But the Eagles have 1:48 to go down the field, or 1:30.
They just find a way to win. And after they lost Tyreek Hill, because we thought, hey, Tyreek Hill, damn, you lost him. That would be a question mark. That didn't affect them at all.
What they lost in Tyreek Hill, and by any means I'm not comparing them, but by losing Tyreek Hill, one stud receiver, you compared yourself with two pretty good receivers in MVS, which is Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and Juju Smith-Schuster. And having those two help space, it's another threat that you can space it out like Kelsey Kelsey's pretty much your number one target all year, and you follow it up with 2 receivers.
But the one play I like from Hurts, it was the deep throw to AJ Brown.
Amazing throw.
Oh my God!
For a lot of people that question his accuracy and like, oh, he's just a running quarterback out of Alabama, that kid has an arm strength and his accuracy was pretty good there.
Man, he
hit Devontae Smith down the field. Devontae Smith did end up stepping out of bounds because it was a little over his shoulder too much, and that pulled him out of bounds. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the outcome, except for that last play. I feel like you just gotta let him play there. You gotta let him play in the biggest game.
Yes.
You gotta let him play.
Yeah, let him play.
I mean, we see it in the NBA All-Star game all the time. It's, easy going. Fourth quarter, it turns into, all right, we're playing for charity. So now we're going to full out go into like 1980s mode, and we're going to start throwing punches almost. Like, it gets to that point in the fourth quarter in the All-Star game, and that's how they don't call those in the fourth quarter of the All-Star game. But in the regular season, they're going to call that. They don't call that in the regular season very often.
And I don't know why they hold.
And then they call it. Then they call it in the Super Bowl. So, but you were way off on your prediction.
Way off.
Oh yeah,
because I thought the Eagles' defense was the key of this game, but I was wrong. But I think Hurts fumble, that call. You see, Butker, he missed a field goal.
There was obviously in Ohio, sports betting is legal. We're allowed to sports bet in Ohio and a couple other states as well. There was a prop. Does any kicker doink one off and miss it?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like
the past
plus
9 years or something.
Yeah, it was like a plus 1,800 or something like that. You put $10 on it, you're winning $1,080. So if anybody did that, good for them. Because that kick won them money.
A coin toss is going to the opposite or something like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But NFL season is officially done. So now we are on a little bit more basketball here. So if you're a basketball fan and you love NBA, we're going to be talking a little bit more about them. So looking at this, we got a little bit of an updated standings. So Eastern Conference is number 1. The Celtics are 1.
Of course.
Bucks are 2. 76ers are 3. Cavaliers are 4. Nets are 5. They're kind of hanging in there even without Kyrie. It's kind of crazy that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Miami's at 6 now. Miami's starting to push up. They are playing really good basketball right now. Knicks are at 7. They're kind of still in that teeter-totter territory. Hawks are 8.
That's the biggest disappointment.
After trading for DeJounte Murray, which I had a feeling going into that, you traded for shooting, no defense. You have no defense in that team. Let's see. Wizards are 9. Raptors 10. Bulls 11. Bulls are falling apart. I don't know.
Bulls didn't even make a trade.
They didn't make a trade to help the team, and they didn't make a trade to kind of help rebuild the team.
Or the Raptors didn't even send, what's his name?
The Raptors did not send anybody, but they did get somebody. And I think that they want to build off of what they have. So, Magic 13 looks like they're going into another lottery year. Pistons, another lottery year for them possibly. The Charlotte Hornets, I know Michael Jordan's got to be
I don't know what the heck happened to that team.
Michael Jordan's got to be pissed.
He has to be.
So, but talking about this, we have 2 teams that are, or 3 teams relatively, that are just on an all-out hot streak. Milwaukee has won 10 straight.
Yeah.
10.
They can take the top seed.
They could. They're not that far behind.
No, it's only 1 game and a half.
And speaking of which, Cleveland's 4. I'm sorry, 6 in a row. They've won 6 in a row.
6 in a row. Because I got the chemistry.
They are finally getting that. On top of that, a little side note on the trade there, they did sign Danny Green after a buyout. That's a 3-and-D shooter. Now he is a veteran. He does have I think 39% shooting from the field. So that's really good. I will say though that
he's coming to bench, I think.
He's coming off the bench 100%. But I just curious on the ACL. How's the ACL injury? Because we just seen Ricky Rubio come off of it. Man, does Ricky Rubio look good.
Oh yeah. But that's 2 ACLs injuries he got.
He had 2, and he's doing really well. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with them. Obviously the Mavs made a massive trade. Clippers got a little bit better. And what is up with the Lakers? They traded away D'Angelo Russell years ago just to trade for him right back.
It just makes no freaking sense. And I don't think they gone anywhere. I don't think they're going anywhere. Seriously.
No.
I'm
they're
sorry,
too far down
LeBron, but your team with you trade Russell Westbrook now, you trade Patrick Beverly, then you got D'Angelo Russell back.
They did make one more trade. I forgot who they got in that.
I know what you're talking about.
It's gonna drive me nuts. But Kevin Durant to the Suns.
Whew.
That was on our Inside the Stadium podcast Twitter handle at Inside Stadium, by the way. Put that out there as a tweet.
They can go to second
really
place. To be honest,
when they get Durant back, it's gonna be interesting too, because if you look at it right now, the way the seeding is set up, guess who plays each other in the first round if it stays the exact same? Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
4 and 5 will play each other. If those two stay where they're at, that's gonna be an interesting.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be interesting. We're gonna run down the West though. There was a lot of trades, really good trades. Some teams got better. Some teams are looking at lottery again. Nuggets are still number 1, no change there. Grizzlies number 2. The Grizzlies were 1-7 after the Shannon Sharp incident. And they're still second place. I don't know if that's just because the West is starting to lose competition or what. I don't know what happened.
Motivation, what he said.
Yeah. So we have that going, and then we have the Kings 3. Kings haven't moved. The West really has not moved much. Mavericks 4, Suns 5. The Suns could potentially be in the top 3 by the end of the year, depending if they get KD back.
If they get Kevin Durant, I can see them. Man, they can go up to top to second maybe.
Oh yeah. There's a chance. It's just a matter of if the Kings and Grizzlies fall apart and if the Mavericks just stay put.
Yeah.
Pelicans 7. You got Timberwolves 8. Warriors 9. Warriors are gonna have a tough road ahead of them without Steph Curry.
I don't know what. Yeah, with
Steph Curry going out killed that offense, and it's just gonna be difficult from here on out.
Yeah.
Thunder. They're looking pretty. I give them another 2 years. The Thunder will probably be in the top 5 in the playoffs. Huh?
You think?
I think so. They got Shea Alexander. They got Josh Giddey. They have, I believe, Jalen Williams is on that team as well. I mean, they're really. I think they're maybe 2 or 3 pieces away, and they'll be competing consistently for a playoff spot. Jazz are just sitting outside the play-in tournament only by a half game. Now, all these standings are obviously based off of today's date, which is 2/13, so that would be Monday, because we pre-record these.
Yes.
Trailblazers, the 12, Lakers 13. They got a tough road ahead of them. They're only 2 games back out of the play-in tournament, but I just don't know if they have enough. I don't think they have enough time to make that chemistry gel. I just don't think. Maybe they prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they do.
You see the Spurs?
Yeah, 14. They can't be any worse than the Rockets, though. Originally, the Rockets were the worst team in the league. I don't know if that. I don't even know if that's accurate.
Yeah.
So, they're. It's crazy because talent wise, they are not that bad, but they are just terrible.
So yeah, it's very terrible.
Yeah. So, there's just there's a few things I have to ask you about the NBA. Looking at those standings, can you give me 2 teams that you see that could potentially be knocked out of the play-in and 2 that could potentially move into the play-in on the Eastern Conference? Why don't you hit me with that first?
I don't see. Unfortunately, I think that those top 10. You talk about the play-in, correct?
Yeah, so there's 4 teams in the play-in. So out of those 4, any of those that you see that slip out and any of the ones below them that you see slip in on the East?
I think the Washington Wizards and Chicago Bulls will be in it, the play-in.
Well, Wizards are in there right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying that will flip. I'm thinking.
Oh, so you think the Wizards are out and the Bulls are in?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have another team in there?
No.
Okay, none at all.
No. Washington Wizards and Bulls. I switch over.
Call me crazy. I think the Pacers swap with Toronto.
Oh, come on, man.
I think the Pacers swap with Toronto.
Oh.
They are a scrappy team. They are a very scrappy team. It's very interesting to see what they have. Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield. They have Miles Turner still. I mean, they are very, very scrappy. They're very underrated. They could run a stretch. They're only 2.5 back. I'm sorry.
They have a tough schedule.
They're
or no?
2 games back. That's a good question. I don't think they have too tough of a schedule. Let me see here. They do have
the Jazz. They play the Jazz.
Okay, that's
Bulls,
not too bad.
Celtics. Okay, so play against the Magic next. And then
Wait,
Mavericks.
the Pacers do?
Pacers, yeah.
Pacers got Jazz today.
Yeah, they do.
And then they get Bulls. Then they get Celtics. Then they get Magic.
So I think
I mean, the only
there's
one
a
that's
possibility they can.
if they beat the Bulls, though, that might not.
They're not playing. They playing. Yeah, they play like 2 or 3 teams are good, but the Pistons, Rockets.
I mean, they play the Pace. They play the 70.
Too, they have a chance.
They play the 76ers twice. They play the Bulls twice. They play the Mavericks once. They play the
They have a chance.
Bucks once. They play the Celtics twice. They play the Bucks once.
So they have a chance. So we'll see what's gonna happen. So those 2 teams, you think they will be coming up in the play-in tournament?
I think the Pacers could be in the play-in. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do think that they can swap.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So the Pacers could be in there. I think the Pacers I think the Pacers could get in there. Especially because they played the Bulls twice. They could potentially swap places with the Bulls. Again, Magic, Hornets, Pistons, I don't think they're anywhere close. Your best bet's going to be either you say Bulls could switch with the Wizards. I think that could be a possibility, but I do think the Pacers might swap out as well. It's either they're swapping out with Toronto or they're swapping out with the Wizards.
So if that happens, who you think will be?
Who's going to win the play-in?
Yeah.
Because right now the play-in, it would be Knicks versus Raptors, Hawks versus Wizards. So if that's where to stay the case, right? Based on how it is now, I think the Raptors will lose to the Knicks, and I think the Hawks beat the Wizards. I do think that the Knicks will win against the Hawks, though.
Okay.
Now if you add Pacers in there and the Bulls in there, so let's say the Pacers and Bulls swap out with the Wizards and Raptors, that would leave Bulls 9 against the Hawks and Pacers versus the Knicks. I think the Pacers could actually match up really well against the Knicks.
Could be.
And I do think that the Bulls match up nice against the Hawks.
Huh.
Both teams that are bad at defense.
It will be interesting. Do you think that the Cavs have a chance to at least go to 3rd place? I don't see second. I think second is kind of far. Not too far.
Not too far. Well, the Cavs play tonight. They get the Spurs, so that could potentially help them.
The Brooklyn Nets will be out of the top 6. There's no way the Brooklyn Nets.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Wow.
Yeah, Cam Thomas. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Chemistry.
They're not losing consistently. They're winning one, losing one. They're winning one, losing one. They're not like just falling off and losing 6 straight. So we'll see. I mean, the worst case scenario for the Nets is they fall into the play-in, but they're not going to fall into like 8, 9, and 10. They're going to fall into 7.
Yeah.
Miami and the Knicks are probably the only 2 that could pass them.
Okay.
Western Conference. Nobody's touching the Nuggets. Nobody. Don't touch my Nuggets. Yeah, don't do that. I'll turn into a Grizzly.
Okay.
Stop it. So yeah, I'm just kidding. Grizzlies are 2. They're not moving either, I don't think. Kings are 2 games back. I just don't think the Kings are going to string enough away to get there.
Phoenix will take that.
You think Phoenix takes 2?
To take 3rd, at least.
Take 3rd? I could see that. It depends on what the Mavericks do. I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know how to look at this right now because we don't have Kevin Durant back, but the Suns just got Devin Booker back, and they're now tied with the Mavericks.
Ooh.
The West is going to be interesting to watch.
Oh, yeah.
The East looks like it's relatively set. It's just going to maybe switch a couple places here and there, but the West is going to be really fun to watch.
Oh, yes.
Same question, though. Pelicans, Thunder, I'm sorry, Pelicans would face the Thunder. Yes. Timberwolves would face the Warriors right now. You think the Pelicans beat the Thunder?
Oh yeah.
You think? Okay, that was a really emphatic. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like your, what was that? 31 to 10 prediction.
24-7.
Yeah, something like that. 27. Yeah, something. But Timberwolves and Warriors.
Warriors.
Okay, with Steph Curry back, obviously they'll
Yes.
probably have Steph back by then. So I agree with you. Any of those teams you see sliding out and one or two sliding in?
If Stephen Curry doesn't come back and playing consistent, I see Golden State out of it.
I could see it.
What team's
replacing him?
Shocking defending champions out of the playoffs.
Remember, you hinted to that in our baseball podcast with predictions. You said once you win the championship, you think they're finally gonna get in a slump with the Astros.
Well, they call the what do you call the
I know what you're going with. I can't think of it either.
I know there's a word to it. Hangover. It's a championship
hangover. There it is.
Yeah. So that could happen to any champion, defending champions.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we seen that happen with the Cubs when they won.
Oh yeah.
They were good the next year, but they weren't nowhere near as good as they used to be, and then they started trading players away. So, what team is swapping out with the Warriors, though? What do you think?
Like, who's taking that spot?
Yeah, who's taking the spot? I
Utah.
mean, okay, you're going with Utah.
Well,
I'm gonna switch you. I'm gonna go Trailblazers.
Huh?
Yeah. Damian Lillard, and now they added Cam Reddish, who is not being used at all with the Knicks. Cam Reddish, first 4 minutes of play, 5 points. And he starts for them now. So he's going to have a lot of time to play now. And he's healthy and rested because he did not play very much at all for the Knicks. So that would be my opinion.
Could be interesting,
You go Jazz, I go Portland. We'll see how that plays out. You think the Lakers aren't getting in at all?
No, I don't see it. I can't. And especially to see the schedule, what they have. They had to play the Trailblazers. They had to play the Pelicans. They had to play the Warriors. They had to play the Mavericks. They had to play the Grizzlies. That's the whole month of February. Then Thunder, Timberwolves, Warriors, Grizzlies again. They had to play the Raptors, Knicks, Pelicans. Rockets is not, Mavericks. Magic, nah. Then they have to play the Phoenix Suns, Thunder, Bulls, Timberwolves.
Yeah, they got a lot of tough. They got a lot of tough games.
They have a lot of tough games.
What do the Warriors have?
The Warriors?
I'm pulling that up right now. I mean, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. There are
the Wizards.
There's a lot. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, yeah, Warriors have a lot tougher, it looks like. They have Wizards tonight. They have Clippers. They have Lakers. They have the Rockets, Timberwolves, Trailblazers, Clippers again. Pelicans, Lakers, Thunder. I mean, they got a lot of trap games there. Trap games in terms of
oh my God, they have
Pelicans, Trailblazers. Trap game in terms of
they have to
Thunder.
play the Bucks.
They got to face Phoenix later. Oh
Phoenix,
my goodness!
Yeah, 2 times I think. No,
defending champions might not go back.
And that's I never see defending champions miss out of the playoffs. If this happened, do you see something like that before?
A big representation of missing the playoffs. I mean, no, because even when the Mavs won their championship, they were back in it.
Who
the next
you
3
blame
years.
for this collapse?
For the Warriors?
Yeah,
I think they demand too much of the ball in Curry's hand. Curry has to set up a lot of those.
You think that Jordan Poole and Draymond Green fight got into it a little bit? Maybe that, I know.
I think they're past that now. Jordan Poole is not the player that people think he was.
No.
He's not that guy. Andrew Wiggins is not helping much either.
No, that's
he went
one.
from being the dominant scorer when Curry couldn't in the finals last year against Boston to where is he? Where has he been the last 2 weeks?
Like it was Minnesota before.
Yep, he was good at first in the hot moments, but if he's not playing in the playoffs, he's just there. Draymond can't score, so you could forget about that. I mean, Draymond can score, but he's not scoring 30 points a game. He's not scoring 20.
Too, dude.
Draymond's leaving, yeah.
And by the way, the Warriors need to trade players because of the luxury tax. You see the luxury, they save $100 million.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams in trouble with that.
And Warriors are not going to spend if they, miss the playoffs. you have to let people go. Klay Thompson, do you think he's a free agent or no?
Is he a free agent after this year? Is he a free agent after
I will
this year?
check that.
I'm not sure on that. I think he's got one more year left.
Well, it could be traded.
I don't think he's getting traded. I think they're going to get rid of Draymond. I think they're going to trade Jordan Poole somewhere. They're not going to break up those two. The only way they lose Clay or Curry is if they leave him free agency.
Well, he's considered leaving the Warriors so he's got one more year.
So this year and next year.
So he have this year
And next year.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that
2024.
Yeah, he might leave in free agency, but he ain't getting traded. So I mean, there's just a lot of basketball that's going to happen here soon. Are you going to stick with your prediction though of the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
You're sticking with that?
So far, yeah.
76ers and Cavs. They're 3 and 4. Yeah. They're right there.
Well, we'll see. Because if one of them go to second,
possibility. I think
it's Cavs third.
I think the Cavs have a better shot than the 76ers at that though.
You think because of the schedule or just
we got an easy schedule down the stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got a good easy schedule down the stretch. I mean, if I pull it up here real quick, let me see here. Yeah, they're very. I mean, there you go, right there. So they play the Spurs tonight, and then they're playing the 76ers. They do have a tough game against the Nuggets, but then they play the Hawks, the Raptors. They play the Celtics.
Did we beat the Nuggets last time or no?
No, we lost.
We lost.
But you know whose number we do have though this regular season?
Celtics,
and we play them coming up really soon. You got the Heat. You got the Heat back to back. Actually, you got a day in between, but both are in Miami.
You got the Hornets back to back.
That's easy. They're the worst. I think I think they might be the worst team now. You get 76ers again, so there you go. You could jump them there. You play them a couple times. You get the Wizards. We just dominated them the other day when we played them, I think a week ago. You get the Nets in Brooklyn. That could be a trap game. I do think that there's a possibility that they could potentially trap you and get a win out of that. Then you get the Rockets and the Hawks. So Cavs relatively, I think there's like 5-6 games in there that are relatively a struggle.
They do. The last 4 games.
Yeah, they do.
Pacers, Magic, and Hornets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So Cavs could potentially take that too. I think they have a better shot than 76ers. They do have to beat the 76ers twice though. They do have to beat them twice.
Yeah. And
there's no doubt about it.
2 times, correct?
They play the Celtics one more time.
So they play already. They
play twice in their first month.
So they only played 3 times this year. Celtics.
Yes, at least I believe that's correct. So
we'll see because they're playing Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, back to back. Man,
Cavs have a better shot than the 76ers right now.
So in February they only is the Nuggets and 76ers that
back and forth, yeah. And then you do have one against
and by the way,
Boston, but we do have Boston's number this year.
Cavs had a lot of broadcasts. ESPN will be broadcast.
Oh, they're going nationally televised.
So that changed because remember it was only one.
Yeah, they see Cleveland's getting hot.
Before the Donovan Mitchell trade was only one, and right now they have 76ers and ESPN, Celtics and ESPN on March 1st.
Is that more Cleveland though, or is that more Boston and 76ers?
Well,
it does help that we have Mitchell.
But it was when they released the schedule was only 1 or 2 on nationalized TV. So that changed after that Donovan Mitchell trade.
Yeah, but I don't know if those were there early. I don't know. It's
ESPN, then NBA TV.
But that could have changed recently. That could have just changed recently.
Yeah,
recently. Yeah,
ESPN again with the 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, and NBA TV. And I think that's it. Yeah.
So it sounds like 4 or 5.
Like 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, they just went nationalized against the Pelicans.
Yeah.
On ESPN the other night. We watched that game. We had fun. We had fun that game.
Yeah, it was.
It was fun watching them. Donovan Mitchell just could not be stopped. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen could not be stopped.
And Mobley, oh my God.
So, Well, like we hinted earlier, football is officially over with. It's our favorite sport.
Oh,
It's the
spring training.
It's our favorite time of the year.
Oh, my
The
favorite.
smell of fresh cut grass, the beautiful sound of the bat whacking the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
We can't wait for that.
But I have some bad news about the
no.
Yankees.
I don't like where this is going already.
Nestor Cortez, hamstring strain.
He's
grade
playing
2.
for Team USA. He better get it together.
He backed out.
Oh my goodness.
He backed out because of the injury.
So spring training. It's going to be interesting. That gives him time to rest it, which is good. Now, pitchers and catchers report in
Today.
2 days. No, 2 days.
Well, I thought it was today.
They can start, but they can't officially work out as a team. I mean, they can work out as a team, but
so
they can't.
Wednesday will be the first
Wednesday
day.
will be the first day for most teams, or half the teams. The other half will be Thursday, and then Cleveland all by themselves on Friday get a report. So,
Do you have any players Cleveland are in spring training already or no?
I seen Jose Ramirez was there. I seen Gabriel Arias. I seen Jimenez was there. They're already warming up and practicing. Tyler Freeman, I think, is there already. So, I mean, these are people that a lot of people don't know unless you follow Cleveland, but we'll see. Spring training is going to be interesting. However, I want to look at a different form of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
World Baseball Classic.
That's very
Can
interesting.
we talk about how dominant that Dominican Republic roster looks?
Oh, yes. They are.
I mean, come on.
They got Manny Machado.
Jose
they got,
Ramirez.
They got Juan Soto.
Jose Ramirez. You got Julio Rodriguez. You got, oh my goodness.
The pitchers. Christian Javier, I think. They have the 2 pitchers of the Astros, I think. And they have, they have a great starting, great lineup. That Dominican Republic is scary.
It is. I do gotta ask you. We're gonna run through this real quick though. Trying to find 100% where it's at. Okay, so starting lineup. This is what is projected for the Dominican Republic. You have Julio Rodriguez playing center, Jose Ramirez playing second, Juan Soto on left. Why does that not look right? Yeah, that does not look right. Oh, right field, I believe, was Sterling Marte. Is that correct?
Yeah, and then they
You
have
have
Sandy Alcantara from Miami Marlins.
Sandy Alcantara. Your favorite catcher behind the plate.
Gary Sanchez.
The guy who can't stop a ball to save his life.
But he didn't sign with the team yet.
Hey, you better hope they don't throw breaking balls. He ain't stopping those. You watched it for so many years being a Yankee fan. Jose Pena, probably one of the hottest shortstop phenoms coming up.
He's good.
He's going to be good. Now, Rafael Devers is also on that team. Manny Machado's on that team. Your favorite player, Manny Machado. But do you think that Team USA has a shot of beating them if you compare pitching to hitting and the pitching for the Dominican Republic to the hitting of the United States?
It depends. Right now, because with that rotation, that lineup Dominican Republic have.
So, I mean, they got Framber Valdez as their starter, or their second pitcher after Sandy Alcantara. Qatar is good. Valdez is pretty good. Christian Javier, he just got a massive extension for 5 years.
It's nasty.
He is nasty. Luis Castillo, he's good, but he really has not been the same as what he used to be.
No, well, he was good this year. Don't get me wrong. He was good.
Here's what I'm concerned about, and being a Cleveland fan, I'm glad that he's in it because I get to see him. Manuel Clase is in their bullpen. On top of Camilo Doval. Doval is the exact same replica of what Manuel Clase is. I mean, it's going to be tough to hit. You got to get to them early. If you don't get to them early, they're going to close you down 8-9 innings. They're going to double those 2 up, and that's going to be the end of it.
Let me tell you something. You saw the Puerto Rico lineup?
I did. Puerto Rico does have a good one. However,
They lost Carlos
Correa, which hurts your shortstop position now.
No, it was at third base. Because Francisco
I'm sorry, third base. Yes, you're all right.
Francisco Lindor is
There's not any replacements at third base for him.
let me see. Let's see. But they got the great bullpen and great rotation. They have what's his name? Edwin Diaz is a closer, and his brother as well.
So it looks like 2 minutes ago, Colorado pitcher Kyle Freeland is going to team up with USA. It looks like in replace of Nestor Cortez.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You have Dominican Republic's lineup. You have their pitching. But Team USA, have you seen their lineup?
Not yet.
I'll run it through here for you. So a catcher. Here's who they have holding a catcher.
Realmuto, I bet you.
Realmuto's there, along with Will Smith from the Dodgers, not the actor. And then your Yankee catcher, Kyle Higashioka.
Kyle Higashioka.
Yeah. Second or first base. This is scary. You got Paul Goldschmidt and the polar bear, Pete Alonso. You put one of them at DH and you let the other one play first. I don't care what you do. You make sure one of them's DH and one of them's at first. Second base, Jeff McNeil. Solid second baseman. Not a outstanding second baseman. He is a good second baseman. Nolan Arenado at third.
Huh.
Just good luck to hitting it that side.
Yeah.
Shortstops, you have Tim Anderson, Trey Turner, and Bobby Witt Jr., who I think is going to be a stud in this league. Outfielders, you cannot avoid. You got to find a way to get a bloop shot in the outfield. It's going to be tough to hit in the outfield against USA. Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Tucker, and Cedric Mullins. All speedy guys except for Schwarber. I think Schwarber's more of your DH guy.
That lineup of Team USA is good too.
Talking about pitching though, Adam Wainwright, Lance Lynn, Jason Adam for the Rays, Daniel Bard for the Rockies. Very underrated pitcher. I don't think he's a great pitcher, but he's a good pitcher. He's solid. David Bendar for the Pirates. He had a good year. Kendall Graveman for the White Sox. Maurice Kelly or Morale Kelly. Might be botching the name, for the Diamondbacks. He was in Cy Young contention. Nick Martinez for the Padres. Miles from the Cardinals. Adam Ottavino is going to be there for relief. Ryan Presley from the Astros, one of the better closers. Brady Singer from the Royals. Devin Williams from the Brewers. And they got 3 left-handed pitchers. Well, 2, because Nestor Cortez is out now, but Clayton Kershaw is going to be your ace.
Huh.
And Brooks Raley from the Mets.
You want to see the lineup for... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Hit me with Puerto Rico because I know you pulled it up.
Marcus Stroman. Switch from Team USA to Team Puerto Rico now.
I seen that.
Jose Barrios. Giovanni Moran.
So, well, real quick, Barrios, you think he's that good?
No,
he's not a good addition. But go ahead.
Emilio Pagan.
He's good. He's pretty good.
Jorge Lopez, yes.
Yeah,
was on
he's
the
good.
Orioles, the trade to the Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Edwin Diaz. His brother, Alexis Diaz from the Cincinnati. Derek Rodriguez. Dominic Hamill. Jose De Leon, he's the minors from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Dwayne Underwood. I don't know him. So, Jackson Rios, he's in the minors of the Atlanta Braves.
A lot of minor league guys.
Hector Santiago, Nicolas Padilla, Anthony Maldonado. He's in the minors as well.
Yeah.
Fernando Cruz, Cincinnati Reds. Catchers, Martin Maldonado.
That's good. That's a good start.
Christian Vasquez.
That's another good start.
And Melendez from the Kansas City Royals.
Not bad.
Infielders, Jose Miranda, Minnesota.
Jose Miranda, okay.
Javier Baez. Francisco Lindor. Emmanuel Rivera for the Diamondbacks.
Oh, he's going to play third now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neftali Soto. Vimeo Machine. And Edwin Diaz for the minors for the Red Sox.
Okay.
Outfielders. Eddie Rosario. Kike Hernandez. Nelson Velasquez. And Henry Ramos. I don't see this team,
They have a tough pool. Their bracket that they have to come out of with them and
It's gonna be tough.
Venezuela and
Venezuela is good too.
Venezuela now has Ronald Acuna
And
Jr.
Gleyber Torres in that lineup. too.
Yeah, I mean he's a decent hitter. He's gonna help on the offense, defense. It's a little bit of a question mark for Torres, but to have Acuna, that helped boost Venezuela big time. So now you have 3 teams in that bracket that can come out. Team USA does have an easy route. Japan and Korea, they usually have an easy route as well.
You think
We'll
Shohei
see.
Ohtani will be on that?
Shohei Ohtani told Mike Trout that he doesn't believe he's the best player on that team. Shohei Ohtani said he does not believe he is the best player on team.
So who is it?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out, because if Shohei is not the best player on that team, Lord have mercy for whoever ends up facing them.
This World Baseball Classic, I think overall, Dominican Republic base on the roster is their favorite.
So you're going by lineup or roster? Because I did see, don't get me wrong, Dominican Republic is the favorite. They are favorited. But I think people don't look at the defense and they don't look at the pitching. They look at, oh my God, this lineup is scary.
So what's your Team USA team? They have a best
Don't
chance?
sleep on them.
No, I know.
Mike
that
Trout,
happened
this is Mike
in
Trout's
2017. 2017
against
hey,
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Puerto Rico was the best roster. Well, with Dominican Republic, of course. It was Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic.
This is before Christian Yelich was even a part of the original of the Marlins. He was still in the farm
Team
system.
USA surprised everybody.
So, again, I just think that with you're adding Clayton Kershaw, you're adding Mookie Betts, you're adding Mike Trout. Those are guys that you didn't have before. You had Adam Jones. You had Christian Yelich in the farm system. You had guys that were either at the end of their career, near the end of their career, or they were just starting. Now you have guys that are veterans that have been in the league and are healthy and are making millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, these are prime time guys. Mookie Betts is in his prime. Trey Turner's in his prime. You got Pete Alonso, who's about to hit his prime and he hasn't even hit it yet. You think this is his ceiling? Oh, he's about to break through. It's ridiculous what he's got.
I think that Anthony Rizzo is gonna join the Italy lineup.
Who?
Anthony Rizzo.
Possibly. It could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If
I'm
Rizzo, I just stay out of it. I would just stay out of it altogether.
But I love World Baseball Classic.
That's gonna start really
motivation
soon.
and
We're
stuff.
we're getting spring training today. Or in the next 2 days, we're gonna get spring training going for pitchers, catchers. First games, I believe, are February 27th or 28th, and then on I believe March 7th through the 15th is when you're gonna see the pool games go on, and then I believe it is the 17th or 18th you're going to see semifinals, and the championship is on the 21st. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. I cannot wait. So we're going to get baseball before actual baseball. But good luck to all teams involved.
And
Dominican's favorited. Is that who you think's going to win?
I think Dominican will
Okay,
be.
I do think that Team USA is going to win. I just think with their
I
defense,
was going to root for my hometown.
Puerto Rico. That was with Carlos
But,
Correa. Once you lost him, it kind of killed it.
Oh, there's a lot of things. That pitching rotation.
You also don't have
is
Yadier
not the
Molina.
greatest. The bullpen is nasty.
Yeah,
the
it is.
bullpen is very nasty. But the starting rotation, Marcus Stroman, yeah, he's the ace in that. But Jose Barrios,
Yeah. You
Um,
don't have Yadier Molina this year either. He's gonna coach. He's not.
Well, he's the coach.
no
of
El Mago.
No, Javier Baez is in it too.
Okay, so yeah, well, there's that.
So
There's that
he's gonna
famous
be the
tag. That
shortstop.
famous tag is always nice, but
Yeah. No, Francisco Lindor is the shortstop. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I think Javier
By
Baez
a
will
second.
switch to second.
he's
and-
staying. He's staying second.
Yeah.
But all right, so and then we got another one in the books, man. I mean, this is starting to become a routine for us. I think we're doing relatively well. Baseball. Really
Baseball,
quick. We
my
got
favorite.
NBA and baseball. Football's officially done. We wrapped up that season. It'll come back in July, June-ish. We do have the draft in April, so we'll cover that when it goes. But yeah, we're gonna be talking more NBA and baseball. So if those are
NBA
what you like,
baseball, that's it. No
that's
more
what you
NFL.
like. That's what we're gonna be talking about it. So
Maybe we talk about the NFL and the free agency.
the free agency and draft, we'll talk about it.
But no more football. This will be basketball, priority basketball now because it's
and then
almost the end of the
baseball
season.
will secondary off of
And
that.
then baseball, but basketball will be priority right now, especially the teams are, pushing to get already the trade. It was over.
Yep.
So right now they are try to get it in the chemistry, try to compete in the playoffs.
It's gonna be the next few
And
months.
I hope
sports
our team, Cavs,
can get in there and continue to go up, but
and just beating everybody. So we'll see.
we will definitely see a really fun next couple months of baseball and basketball. We're going to be going into the playoffs with basketball, and baseball will be starting up. So as we like to end every podcast, make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's where you're going to see all these tweets and everything as it live news breaks for us. That's where we're going to be talking with you guys there and making sure everything's good. That's at Inside Stadium. You can follow us at that Twitter handle. And then for Elizer, it is at Shea, Chey Ruiz, Ruiz 23. You can follow him on there. And then for me, it is at Shatera Cameron, which is SHUTTERA, and then CAMERON. Give us a follow on there. We're going to be talking with you guys. We'd like to connect with anybody who listens more. Comment on our YouTube channel. Let's find out what you guys want to hear more of. Let us know. We're here for you guys.
Subscribe. Share if you like. If you have any questions about what topic you want to talk about, just let us know. Just comment on YouTube or just ask it on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll throw a poll on Twitter here on Wednesday when it releases.
Exactly.
We'll leave it up for about a few days and see from there. But
and comment, and also we go into a baseball game.
we will have a surprise for that. I believe we're working into a surprise for that. But we're gonna go to one in April or maybe two in April back to back. So we'll see. But yeah, other than that, everyone have a good day. See you next week.
Take care. See you next week.